Let's get it on.
All right, Top Billin, you'd be a fool to not notice what the Atlanta Falcons have done in the offseason. They've set themselves up over the last couple of years to field a pretty good team. There's no doubt about that. They still have issues along the line of scrimmage that could be solved in this very draft on both sides of the ball. Now listen, the Atlanta Falcons with the David Onyemata and Jesse Bates and Bud Dupree and Calais Campbell and all these guys like that, that means they're gearing up to take over that particular division as soon as next season. And you would have to install them as the favorite. As a matter of fact, if they had a quarterback that everyone knew could play in the NFL, they would probably be the odds-on favorite to win that particular division and be in the playoffs. And you never know. When you're in the playoffs, anything can happen, right? So you just don't know about Desmond Ridder and what he will be. Let's just say they had someone like a Lamar Jackson or somebody like that, right? They would be in the playoffs. No doubt about that. They would win that particular division. So that remains to be seen there. But even with a guy like Desmond Ridder, man, you're surrounding this guy with some all-world talent, and this time it's going to be on both sides of the ball. So I wanted to look at a think like a GM for the Atlanta Falcons right here, and I see that they have the 8th pick in the draft. And the Atlanta Falcons, to me, always struggle to field a complete offensive line. They'll have some good pieces on the offensive line, but not necessarily a complete offensive line. And to me, if you're going at the 8th pick, all right, all bets is off. Listen to this, right? Jalen Carter's my number one player in this draft. He was that last year, a year ago, right, when I said he was the number one player on Georgia when they had Jordan Davis on the team and Trayvon Walker, who ended up being the number one player, or number one pick in the draft last year. If he's there, you take him. I with any of those teams right there that don't need a quarterback in the top 10, especially my Philadelphia Eagles, you take Jalen Carter straight up. But if he's not there, I know the Atlanta Falcons need somebody along the offensive line. They need somebody who can play multiple positions. My man, Brad Jones, who I've covered since he was in high school, is the absolute truth. He's my number one offensive lineman. I know everybody's going to talk about the cat at Northwestern, and rightfully so. He's a damn good prospect himself. But I know Brad Jones's prospects for the future just by knowing what he's done in the past and seeing him against A-level competition back in the day. He's going against everybody in the South, in the Deep South. All these guys who you think are legit on the defensive line of scrimmage, he's seen in some form or fashion. Brad Jones. I'm going to attach a little bit of a film study right here with Brad Jones. He's a guy who I think could initially start off on the inside, right? He has some guard experience. He could definitely play on the inside. He went to Georgia. He was like 6'4", 275 pounds or something like that. If you see right here, he has that classic tackle build like a Tyron Smith, I believe, with the Dallas Cowboys or formerly of the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know, where you have that damn near a six-pack at close to 300 pounds. Brad Jones is one of these guys who could have probably been a tight end or something like that. He's that athletic. You start him off on the inside, and then maybe he makes his way to the outside after Jake Matthews is gone, or however you want to do that. You'd have yourself a perennial all-world talent at multiple positions. As you can see now, he's 6'5", 311 pounds. Still has that sleek build, and that boy gets busy in pass protection, and he can get down in the run game, man. Let's check something out. All right, Brad Jones right here at the left tackle spot going against Arkansas. Look at this. Not getting out too far. Look at the paces. Look at the pad level. Look at him dock the boat. He docked the boat on him. One more again. Oh, look at the paces. You see him, right? He waited for my man to declare, and then he matched that energy. Coming off, trying to, right? He's getting his read on right here. He gets out. Nice kick step phase. Let's get again. Nice kick step phase. You can see the width there. Him able to get depth. And then being able to stay square to the line of scrimmage or between him and the quarterback. And then the guy declares he seems like he wants to get it on with a little bit of friction right here, thinking he can bull rush or even extend to the edge. And guess what? When I move, you move.
When I move, you move.
Just like that.
Yep. My man is matching every single thing guy's trying to do. He's trying to hit the edges. My man go ahead and docks the boat right there when he tries to get back to the inside right there. Brad Jones, a complete athlete out there. Nope. All right, lots of shit going on this one. You can check this late ad here. Originally, you would think Broad Jones would be going against this 6 technique here. However, with the late ad and my man trying to run the arc on him, he has to get depth, get here, and he pretty much knows exactly what he needs to do just to run him by the quarterback. You'll get Arian Smith here on his deep corner routes. Funny, a lot of people talking about people missing in the national championship game for Alabama, but I didn't somehow see this man, Arian Smith here, who would have been undoubtedly the fastest man on the field and who would have torched those Alabama corners who weren't all that good to begin with there. But we can check this rep out here. See, oh, look at that. Look at the quickness, the run by your man, the mailman. But let's get back right here to this rep. So, hey, they're trying to, that divergent, right? They're trying to divert his attention there, but you can see him. Look at his first step. I love that, man. You talk about first step quickness. People usually associate that with edge players, but look at his first step quickness and the depth that he's able to get here. And look at the ground he's able to cover. Now, remember, he's listed at 6'4", 315. Oh, this is Georgia now. They've been known to fudge a little bit. He might actually be 6'1", 193 pounds. But still, you can see this man getting depth right there, and he's able to fold this man up like an accordion, and then fold his spinal column, and then the rest right there, he's just running off of muscle memory like a chick. D. Mitchell, Brock Bowers, what? Dominic Blaylock, all kinds of cats, man. All those running backs, Kenny McIntosh, Kendall Milton. I don't know, man. You guys saying they ain't got no guys up at the University of Georgia. I don't know about all that, man. Warren McClendon, you running these zone schemes, inside zone, when you got Broad Jones uncovered here. You know he's climbing to the second level and getting that work in. Look at this. Oh, look at him drive Miss Daisy. He's driving Miss Daisy, baby. Coming off the ball right here. Hot off the snap, searching for something to hit. And Pataya gets that man. Look at him. He's ducking for cover. He ain't even playing football no more. He's ducking for cover. Like they playing Nerf. What was them things you used to shoot at them people? Right? Them Nerf guns or whatever like that. He's ducking for cover right here. But guess what? He gets a nice little travel package right here with Broad Jones pushing his ass. And y'all know I be having that insider information, right? Inside, a source tells me that man is still pushing. He finally made it through here. He was up here and pushed that man into the Atlantic Ocean. He didn't make it. Look at him with the understanding of the concept. You get this guy right here, tries to work with an inside approach. Broad Jones carefully lets him do it, right? He escorts that man to the inside because he understands what exactly could happen with this concept, and then in that bounce out theory there with James Cook. See here? Look at that. We see here. Broad, immediately, what I tell you about Broad guy's an interesting way he gets his depth though, right? He gets really high and then he gets down with it. So it's like he jumps into it. Gets that depth there, centers him up, meets the inertia here, and of course,
when I move, you move.
Just like that.
He's gonna follow you wherever you want to go, my buddy. Look at that, pin him to the inside there. Let James Cook work off that outside hip. Great understanding and knowing of the concept. Last one right here. Ooh, look at that. We already know what's going on right there. Now, this one I got to prep you on right here because you have to be able to see him, of course, combo up. Then he's going to turn and wall off. You'll see Zamir White work off this inside hip here to get that extra yardage. Look at that. Look at that guy. Who's that? Bumper Pool. Bumper Pool tries to climb to the inside, but he's searching for something in the opposite color jersey, so it doesn't matter. If Bumper Pool, you see Pool right here, right? He wants to take himself out of the play. That's cool. He took himself right here, or he made himself into another gap, but he also exposed the inside right here where this play is meant to go anyway. But you see Broad Jones immediately turning And then walling off there, working with your man, another guy I didn't name, Granddaddy Washington, the big O. That man, one of the best blockers you'll ever see. He could be a good left tackle himself, if not a great one. They got that boy back right there working in their one game. And you can see him getting that yardage right there. All right, y'all, back at it with the 44th pick. Now, I've gone back and forth on this one right here. I naturally look at a player who has gotten a one-year deal and would think you would draft somebody to play that particular position so they'd be able to sub in with them for a year, especially if you have a veteran like Calais Campbell. Right? He doesn't have much gas left in the tank, but he has a ton of wisdom to offer to a guy like a Gervon Dexter, a guy who I really want to be on the Philadelphia Eagles. However, hey, man, we cover everything unbiasedly here. If the Falcons are looking for somebody like a Calais Campbell, I've always compared Gervon Dexter to a Calais Campbell. Not as tall, but pretty damn tall, right? He's got that kind of build that those old school cats like John Henderson, Marcus Stroud, of course, you know what I'm saying, Calais Campbell. I was thinking about your man from the Dallas Cowboys had a cat that was real tall back in the day. I love those linear cats like that. You put them at your 3 and 5 techniques, and I'll have them get it in right there. Gervon Dexter would be dope. And then you turn around and look at a cat like Bud Dupree. Now, you will hope you catch lightning in the bottle and Bud Dupree becomes Bud Dupree again. Maybe you sign him to a longer-term deal. However, you got a lot of guys to pay there, and maybe he doesn't fit that. So if you were to turn around and draft a cat like B.J. Ojulari, man, that would be hard, right? I don't know if B.J. Ojulari would last to the 75th pick. I doubt it. I highly doubt it, but it's a draft. You never know. But if you could get Gervon Dexter and B.J. Ojulari in the same draft, you got a Broad Jones, yeah, you just destroyed the draft, right, along the line of scrimmage. Falcons just need to focus on the line of scrimmage, man. I'm telling you right now.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.